What's going on, everyone? This is Eric, and we're going to be going over the tournament from Boston this weekend, where you guys did go 4-0. I consider the competition was fair, wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. And your performances ranged from super excellent to sort of mixed. Uh, so we're going to get into the good, the bad, sort of the ugly, uh, and see what we can improve and see what we can highlight. First of all, Crown versus NE Revolt. Now, again, it's important to remember what we're looking for here. We're looking for effective field goal percentages of 55% or higher, turnover rates 15% or below, offensive rebound percentages of 30% or higher, and a good looking shot chart. Okay. So, effective field goal percentage, you guys are very good. 60% is well behind, well above what we want, 55%. But the problem here is these other two metrics, most specifically the turnover rate. So 22% turnover rate is just not going to work um, in the tougher tournaments. Um, you needed to have the 60% effective field goal percentage to get this win. And you're just not going to be able to make this happen with 22% turnover rates going forward. Third of all, this offensive rebound percentage, this has got to be kept low, higher than that. And as I've been saying in previous videos, it's harder to improve the rebounds than pretty much anything else. I mean, you could do it schematically by making sure you send people to the glass and things like that. But aside from that, it's kind of tough to correct not having good size and good rebounders like right on the spot. Turnover rate you can though. I mean that's so much of that is focus and mental and this kind of thing that you can fix this pretty quickly. I think. Um, let's take a look at the shot chart, and then we're going to get into the real reason I'm going to highlight this game. All right, so let's put in the shot chart for NE Revolts. Let's see what this looks like. All right. So from a shot selection perspective, this was fair. You had five bad twos. I would prefer it to be less than that. Now, again, some of these that they consider bad twos aren't as bad as I might suggest. What you could do is you can click through them and you could decide for yourself what you consider a bad two. I'd like to be right at the rim, but if you're right near the rim with someone right in your face, you make kind of like a baby hook. I think that's kind of good enough. But overall, I say the shot selection was fair. The execution was excellent. I mean, look at how well we did from the rim and from three. The turnovers were a little bit fishy though. But this is the reason we are going through this game, and I want to spend a little time on this. I would like to welcome somebody to the team, and that person I would like to welcome to the team is my new favorite player, Brandon Varlak. And I know, Brandon. I don't want to say trashing you. Listen, I didn't do anything. I mean, I just was highlighting what was on the court, and I was going through like a whole bunch of your turnovers for the last several tournaments, and looking at how you weren't performing or whatever. But this is just so good to see. Let's talk about Brandon's stats for a minute. Okay, all right, 18 points. I have to say, I think he actually got credited with a three he didn't make. I'm sorry, but we'll get into that. But aside from that, so look, 15 points, 6 of 8, so really he's 5 of 7, I think. I think he was 0 for 1 from three, and we're going to audit that in a second. But 5% from the line. But this is the nuts, right? 4 deflections, 4 steals, and 1 turnover. Now, if you bring this on a regular basis, I challenge all of these teams to deal with both you and Brandon. You know what I mean? The two Brandons. I mean, this is what you can do, Brandon. You have incredible instincts on how to get the ball to teammates. You make some next level passes, and if you could put games together like this, even remotely like this, then this team is going to be really difficult to beat. Now, again, I don't mean that you're the key to the whole team, right? But you put Brandon V alongside of this other stuff, like this is tough for teams to deal with. But let's take a look at this. I don't think this was your three. I really don't. I think it was Justin. So sorry. Yeah, that was Justin. Sorry about that, Brandon. But it did give you credit for the air ball here. That wasn't the air ball, right? But overall, I mean, really, really nice, Brandon V. But don't think I didn't forget about all these turnovers, right? So 20% turnover rate. The good news is for you guys is that it was so evenly distributed across the board here that there's nobody I'm really going to want to single out. So just because wasn't your day, Justin, anyway, like they didn't even give you credit for 1-3 that you made, may as well highlight your turnovers here. Let's see. Yeah, it's not great. And we'll give that the combination of spins and you, Justin. How about that? And this last one, I think I want to give to you, Justin. I think you were a little weak. I think you could have caught this one. You tell me. It was it a bad pass or a bad catch, whatever. Joint. It's a joint team. Okay. So overall, I thought that this game was kind of okay, but uh, definitely great, great emergence out of Brandon V. Now, I should say, I mean, this Brandon Arnold, 3 for 5 from three, again, just operating at a completely different level than he had been for 2 years in a row. Justin Isaiah struggled a little bit from three and spins with 2 for 3 from three. We're going to get back to him in a minute. All right, moving on. Second game against Loic Hoops. So the good news is you did score 70 points in this game. The bad news is I think the effective field goal percentage was poor. Yeah. This is what happened. 49% effective field goal percentage really isn't going to get there generally, but you kept the turnovers down, right? Below 15%. And you had a good amount of offensive rebound percentage. Not to mention, and this is something I don't really get into too much in these videos, but 19 of you got to the line, 19 of 24. And as a matter of fact, see how it says four factors over here? Actually, the fourth factor is actually free throw rate, but it's definitely the fourth most important. So that's why I never really talk about it. But if you can't really figure out based on these numbers why you won, it's always going to be because you got to the line more. So this is excellent. I mean, 19 for 24 from the line. I mean, that's why you won. That plus the rebounds and the turnover rate made up for kind of a fishy effective field goal percentage. Let's take a look at the shot chart from this game. The good news is the shot selection was good. You had only three bad twos. So I kind of like that. So as long as we have the right people taking the threes, I mean, we're just going to kind of chalk this off up to just kind of not making as many as we could have. Let's take a look at the box score for what's it, Lower Coops? Yeah, Lower Coops. So the only beef I have with this Brandon 0 for 2, Arnold, Brandon 1 0 for 1, Justin. The only real beef I have this is that Isaiah shot eight threes, where Justin and Brandon only shot 3 and 1. I'm not saying Isaiah shouldn't be shooting threes, but I just think the distribution should probably be a little even. I think that Brandon should probably get like 6 3 points attempts a game, as should Justin. So that's my only beef here. Um, Turnovers we kept low, so that's not bad. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's move on to the game against the Spartans. So this one, it's a little bit tricky. All right, so we're going to get into this one. So these numbers, you're never losing with these numbers. I will say this. You have 65% effective field goal percentage, 14% turnover rate, which is below what we want, and offensive rebound percentage is 34%, which is above what we want. So you put all three of these together, you're never losing. And the only thing that you kind of didn't do well was get to the line. Okay. Um, the thing that bothers me a little bit, now again, we're going to get into the details here in a second. So the shot chart is not great here, but we're going to see that not all shot charts are created equal. So you see like a whole bunch of bad twos, you know, 1, 2, 7, 9, 10 out of 55 bad twos. And you see, wow, how do you go 4 out of 5 in bad twos? I mean, Eric, do you not know what you're talking about here? So when you click through here, what you would get is these kind of like these jump hooks um, by Lorenzo, and I'm willing to live with these. You know what I mean? Like you got a guy who's much shorter than you, and you come, you know, that's to me is just about as good as getting it to the rim. So even though that crossover, Huddle makes these bad twos. I mean, I think these are just fine. Okay. And again, that's for the coaches. The coaches are to not, you know, not take these completely at face value and to click through here. Look at these threes. This is pretty cool, huh? Look at all these threes you guys made. Let's see who's responsible for all this. And now here's another. This is kind of like a statistical magic trick. Okay, you ready for this? Let's check this out. Crown versus Spartans. Ready? So first of all, from three, you had Brandon 2 for 3, Josh 1 for 2, Justin, thank you, 4 for 7, Isaiah 2 for 5. And then this is really cool. So I was looking at spins here. And if you look at this, it looks like he's got 15 points, 7 for 9 from the field. Wait a minute. 7 assists and 10 rebounds? 2 plus 8 is 10. Boy, Spins, did you almost get a double double here? A triple double? I mean, I'll tell you this that no one on Crown has ever gotten a triple double since I've been tracking this. Back on my teams, I had one kid with a triple double once, and that was actually from 10 blocks as the three thing, as a third one. And I'm like, Spins, you also got 5 fouls? I mean, you were extraordinarily active. And I realized that Spins absorbed all of the Lorenzo stats because you guys wore the same number. Nothing I can do. Every once in a while, if I remember, I could tell them to try to tag them separately, but sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Saying for 3 years you need to wear separate numbers, I don't know what else to say. Okay. Um, let's move on to last game, which is the game against the White Mambas. Let's look at the stats. So against the White Mambas, so let's see, identify unknowns, and we got the unknowns handled here. Effective field goal percentage, 56%, which is very good. But then you have these other metrics, which are just really, really not the greatest. So you had turnover rate, 20%. We need to keep that low. And offensive rebound percentage is only 18%. So listen, I'm not, going to trash on the White Mambas here, but I mean, this is not the best team in the world. And you're not going to be able to get away with this, honestly, against the better teams. But 56% of effective field goal percentage is really good. But these two things need to be dealt with. Now, the offensive rebound percentage, again, you can't like deal with that really, except if you really want to work on it and scheme it. But turnover rate, you certainly can. All right, let's take a look at the shot chart versus the White Mambas. Okay, now this is not great. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bad twos. Actually, it's not bad. 10%. Good. So here. So we're within 10% of the field goals being bad twos. So that's good, and it translated to a pretty good effective field goal percentage, and that's usually what happens. Now let's take a look at the box score. There you go, Brandon. There you go. Another nice game. 4 for 6. 3 steals, 5 deflections, 1 turnover. Let's go. You know what I made up for? Listen, this is a game where Brandon A didn't make anything. He was 0 for 3 from 3. It's going to happen. Justin 3 for 6, Isaiah 2 for 3. This is who we've got. Spins 1 for 2, excuse me, 2 for 5 from 3. I think I tagged everybody in their stats, but who knows? You two. So let's take a look now at the stats for the season. We're going to look at it from an individual perspective and from a team perspective. So let's see how we're doing. First of all, for the team, we are right on track with effective field goal percentage. That's really, really good. Okay. Turnover rate is just a little high, guys. It just really is. You have to take care of the ball a little bit better. You're right on the cusp of being able to just beat these really good teams. And this is going to be your downfall if it's not addressed. And that's it. Offensive rebound percentage, you're right there. Effective field goal percentage, you're right there. Um, okay, let's take a look at the individuals again. And what we're looking for here is if you're going to uh, contribute to these numbers, try to contribute individually also with the same degree. So, in other words, you want to get a 55% effective field goal percentage yourself, which means you can either focus on twos or threes or both, but you want to get 55% from two or 38.5% from three. Okay, that translates to the same thing. If you could do both, great, but you've at least got to be able to do one of these things. So let's see who's doing what here. Okay. From two, we have only two of you above 55%. That being Brandon and Justin, actually. These three, you guys are pretty close though. So Lorenzo spins Varla, and I don't know, but these spins Lorenzo numbers. Like I don't know what to tell you. How about from three? Let's see. So Brandon is still just like in another world this year. Again, it's probably going to level out because you can't shoot 50% from three over a long sample size. It's just not possible. But we'll take it. Okay. Justin 43%, and this is tracking over 3 years of data now. This is what you're going to shoot, and that's awesome. How about spins at 40%? I mean, again, only 37 shots, but we'll take this. Isaiah, you're right there. Josh, Brandon, not the greatest. Okay. But overall, as long as I made Brandon V the kind of subject of this we're gonna deal with this. Okay, right now the turnover rate is not good. I want to get here. Here's a good thing to look at. And this is I'm calling you out, Brandon, for a reason. So you see these other guards here. So you have like Brandon Arnold, 61 to 35 assist to turnover ratio. That's usually what you kind of look for. It's like 2 to 1. Is someone's going to handle the ball a decent amount. Um, Even spins. I mean, like for all the crap I give him about the turnovers, I mean, he does have pretty close to a 2 to 1 assist to turnover ratio. Actually, not that close, but and to keep something in mind, if you're not going to handle the ball, your turnover rate is going to be a little bit higher just because you don't get that many assists from there. So Malik is 19 out of 24 is not the best, but it's not that bad. Lorenzo, again, I can't see. I don't even know about these numbers between Lorenzo and Spins. But the point I'm making, and see even Isaiah 31 for 18. The point I'm making, Brandon, is that for as much as you handle the ball, this has just got to be a little bit, you know what I mean, like a little bit better. I mean, a lot better, honestly. But aside from that, look at this 29 steals. You know what I mean? 37 deflections. I mean, I mean, you could play. You know what I mean for good teams by being this active. I mean, you have to obviously beef up your scoring and reduce your turnovers, but this is exceptional, and this is really really good stuff. Um, I mean, if you added the steals to the assists somehow, if we were allowed to do that, then that would obviously help. But overall, I think you guys are doing. What grade do I give you? I mean, this is a solid B. You know what I mean? Uh, and so I think that if you clean stuff up a little bit, I really think that you can compete in this live period tournament. I do. It's going to take a team really that has like probably two top players. Like I don't even think it's going to be enough. I don't know why I keep thinking this, but I don't know why I want another shot at this team, but I want to play that BABC team again. Okay, I think that, and I don't want to harp on this team, but it's two teams. There's a couple teams just bother me. Like I want to beat that team, and I think you can. I want you guys to beat the Middlesex Magic, the better team, and you'll play them eventually because we never seem to be able to beat them. I still want to get revenge on that Rise Above team when we play them. There's another one, that team that with the Kenny guy, coaches, you remember, guy that made that bad two, the coach's son to beat us at the with like 10 seconds to go a couple years ago. That one bothered me too. But aside from those, I'm curious to see how you guys do. I'm looking forward to it. Again, this weekend's more of a warm up tournament in Westchester, and then you're off to the live period. I think you guys can do some damage. Okay, that's going to do it. Good luck and great job, guys.